You ever think about how just one tiny little thing in the past could, I don't know, change everything? Well, we're about to dive into one of the wildest what-ifs in all of history. I mean, what if the fate of whole continents, massive empires, even the words you're hearing right now, what if all of that hinged not on some huge epic battle, but just on one single ship?
Because yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about today. We are going to take a trip into a timeline where the world map, well, let's just say it looks nothing like the one you know.
All right, so let's get right into it. Let's find that exact moment, that single point where our history zigs and this other one zags. We're talking about one specific year where everything changes.
Okay, so picture this. It's the mid-1500s. The Ottoman Empire is an absolute beast on the seas. They've just grabbed Egypt, which gives them control of the Red Sea and a straight shot into the Indian Ocean. Now in this timeline, they team up with the Sultanate of Aceh, that's in modern-day Indonesia. This becomes their launch pad. Using all that incredible Malay and Arab sailing know-how, their pilots push just a little further southeast, and bam, they land on the northern coast of Australia. We're talking more than 200 years before Captain Cook even shows up. They name it Yeni Diyar. That means new land. And you gotta understand, this one landing, it's not just some interesting little footnote in a history book. No way. This is the starting pistol for a domino effect that's gonna totally reshape the next 5 centuries. So, okay, how does this one event actually change things? Well, the first effects, they're probably not what you're thinking. This isn't a story of invasion and conquest. It's about something totally different: connection and trade.
And this is where it gets really interesting, right? Look at the difference in approach. The Europeans showed up with mass migration, ready to settle. The Ottomans? They did something else. They built trading posts, forts. Their whole goal wasn't to replace the people there, but to plug Australia into this massive Indian Ocean trade network. So you get cultural fusion, a blending of worlds, not just one side taking over. And man, those ripples spread fast. Before you know it, you've got this huge maritime trade belt stretching all the way from Yemen to Australia. These cool little city-states start popping up on the coast, a mix of Ottoman, Malay, and Aboriginal cultures. And when European explorers eventually sail by, they see a continent that's already, well, taken. It's already part of a major powers network, so they mostly just keep going. Oh, and for science, this is a total game changer. Islamic scientists are studying and cataloging Australia's crazy unique plants and animals centuries before Darwin was even a twinkle in his great-grandfather's eye.
Okay, fast forward a bit. The really crucial thing to get here is that with all these Australian resources, we're talking centuries of wealth pouring in, the Ottoman Empire's entire future is rewritten. You know that phrase, the sick man of Europe? Yeah, in this timeline, it never happens. The empire never gets sick.
Think about it. All that wealth from Australian gold, from wool, from minerals, it's pure fuel for an early industrial revolution. The empire modernizes its government, builds a killer navy, and suddenly they're not falling behind. They're standing right there, shoulder to shoulder with Britain and France as a top-tier global power.
So then World War I kicks off, and this strong, modern Ottoman Empire has a choice to make. But it's a completely different calculation than in our history, right? They've got huge economic ties, massive trade routes to protect. So what's the logical move? You side with your biggest trading partners, Britain and France. They join the Allies, and by doing that, they completely sidestep the catastrophic collapse that blew up the Middle East in our world.
And the result is, they come out of the world wars on the winning side, a respected victor. Their ports in Australia become these absolutely crucial bases for the Allies in the Pacific. Their navy is out there helping protect shipping lanes. They're not a failing empire. They're a key global player with a permanent seat at the big table.
All right, so let's bring it all the way to today. After all these centuries of things being different, what does our world, the world of 2025, actually look like? Let me tell you, it is a place you would barely recognize.
And here it is in a nutshell. We're not living in a world dominated by the West. Not at all. It's what you'd call a tripolar world. You've got 3 main players: the United States, a Sino-bloc, and this new powerhouse, the Neo-Ottoman Commonwealth. It's basically this big economic and political alliance built around that supercharged, modernized empire.
And Australia? Wow. It's not even called Australia anymore. It's Al-Yusra, and it is completely unrecognizable. It's the super wealthy, high-tech, Muslim-majority democracy. But it's also this amazing melting pot of Indigenous, Arab, Malay, and Turkish cultures. The best way to think about it is, imagine the tech and vibe of New Zealand mixed with the cultural fusion of Malaysia, a world leader in things like maritime engineering and green energy.
I mean, look at this.
When you put our timeline next to this alternate one, the differences are just staggering. The global language people speak? Not English. It's a mix of Arabic, Turkish, and Malay. Where's the center of global power? Not the West. It's spread out. Even the very foundations of how we think about science are different, shaped by Islamic rationalism, not just the European Enlightenment. And every single one of these massive changes, it all goes back to that one ship in 1555.
So, what's the point of all this? What's the big takeaway from diving into this alternate past? Why does this whole thing even matter?
Well, here's the thing. That one single event completely changes the path of an entire civilization. Instead of becoming defensive and landlocked, the Islamic world stays outward-looking, oceanic, a central part of the modern world. And the result is a more balanced, a more multipolar global stage. It's a totally different kind of modernity.
It just goes to show you, right? History isn't this fixed thing that was always going to happen. It can turn on a dime, pivot on these tiny, random moments. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What small thing happening today, something we're not even noticing, could be rewriting the entire world of tomorrow?